I read this little passage from A Course in Miracles this morning. I thought it was so beautiful. It says, "Whom you forgive is given power to forgive you your illusions. By your gift of freedom is it given unto you. Make way for love, which you did not create, but which you can extend. On earth, this means forgive your brother, that the darkness may be lifted from your mind. When light has come to him through your forgiveness, he will not forget his Savior, leaving him unsaved. For it was in your face he saw the light that he would keep beside him as he walks through darkness to the everlasting light. Whom you forgive is given power to forgive you your illusions." Like in this book, it talks about how don't believe that someone has hurt you, because no one could hurt you. That's what I've gathered from it. It says, beware the temptation to believe that you've been taken advantage of or harmed in certain ways. And then I always remember that one day it was like, I woke up at like 4. It was so weird. I looked up at 4:44 because I rolled over and I was like, it is so early. And I hit the time on my phone and I just heard this sentence, and it was that famous one that they said, Jesus said, "They know not what they do." And it meant to forgive the person. I had this instance in my life happen to me where I felt like someone really took advantage of my kindness, and it really upset me. It really hurt my feelings. And it still will come up in me all the time because I just get this why, and I feel this anger. I'm like, how could this person do this to me? And it was also too because I'm going to read you this sentence that I've read before, but I just passed it today, and I was like, I love it. It says, "Stability to those who are confused is meaningless, and shift and change becomes a law in which they predicate their lives." I felt like in this instant in my life, I tried to be really clear with how this person was treating me and how I felt. And I felt like they didn't do anything to try to bridge the gap, so to speak. And so I had to walk away from this situation. And of course, I just felt angry because it made me feel like the person was doing it on purpose. And so I like this book a lot. It's called A Course in Miracles. I read from it all the time. But it's helped me to work on forgiving myself. I guess you can't forgive anybody unless you forgive yourself. That's kind of what it says. When you forgive others, you're just forgiving your illusion. Whom you forgive is given power to forgive you of your illusions. It's like an illusion that someone could ever take advantage of you or hurt you, because you always have the power to make a different decision, make a different choice. I had a decision to walk away from that situation long before I was as angry as I was upset in the beginning of that relationship. By your gift of freedom is it given unto you. Make way for love, which you did not create, but which you can extend. And it reminds me, that line there, you did not create it, but you extend it. It reminds me of food. It reminds me of the amino and the fatty acids. It reminds me how all of the food turns into our physical body. And years ago when I was in college, I was experiencing a lot of depression, anxiety, weight gain. I had patches of acne on my face. I had to use a special face wash. And I took pills for acne. I also took pills for anxiety and depression. And, it was one day I was like, man, all this stuff is coming up from the inside. Where does serotonin come from? If I'm taking an SSRI, where does it come from? Then I started to get into the biochemistry side of the food. And I was like, whoa. And then I started to learn about sunlight. And I was like, tryptophan, one of the essential amino acids which builds serotonin and breaks down and builds melatonin. Tryptophan is broken down in the sunlight, just like dopamine, and it's beautiful. I think they call him Dr. Jack Kruse, he always talks about light. Calls them the aromatic amino acids. And there's mechanisms within our brain that specifically respond to light, to break down these chemicals, to signal from, there's an axis in our brain that signals to all of our major organ centers in the body. So like you going out in the sunlight, biochemistry, forgiveness. One of the things it says healing starts with a conversation. In Course in Miracles, healing starts with a conversation. The only conversation that is like the most important is the one that you have with yourself, your own biochemistry, your own immune function. Because if you just feel stressed all the time, you're, like they say, how do you know if you chose in heaven or hell? Simply like, how do you feel? It says tension is who you think you should be. Relaxation is who you truly are. So I just think it's beautiful because so many people right now find themselves in a state of tension in the body, in a state of like lack and limitation, scarcity, fight or flight, not getting a lot of rest and digest at night, leaning to weight gain and other kinds of imbalances the next day. Insulin resistance, light resistance. The basis of like understanding diabetes is understanding glucose and insulin resistance or insulin sensitivity, which I call light resistance or light sensitivity, because it's all involved with the sunlight. It's so beautiful. And it's so simple. Someone asked me yesterday, and people have been asking me a lot lately, Rachel, what is your favorite thing to do right now? I tell them I just love to sit out in the morning sun. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world is to just sit in the morning sun. I feel emotional right now, but when I go into the sun, it's like I'm having a conversation with my body, and I'm just prepping myself for the entire day ahead. One of the books that I thought was really, man, I'm gonna have to go cry after this. I have so many emotions right now. This book, which was given to me, lent to me by one of my neighbors, by F. Holowich, The Influence of Ocular Light Perception on Metabolism in Man and Animal. I haven't read the entire book yet, but it talks about how light passing through the eyes and communicating with the brain controls our glucose metabolism, controls so much of our health, and whether we're in a state of health or disease, heaven in the body or hell on earth, tension or relaxation. And it's so beautiful to me. He talks about people with cataracts, which I was born with cataracts, so this has an extra interest for me, why I'm so fascinated with all this. Cataracts, he talks about blind people and their metabolic markers. So, I mean, this just means a lot to me because, I just felt so badly I just felt, I felt tired, fatigued. I felt like my memory was so bad. My eyesight was worse back when I was on all these medications and not feeling well. I had weight gain in my body. My face was so puffy and inflamed. And I didn't feel good. Also, like, everything in the world felt like a little bit dull, looked a little bit more like black and white. Now things look so, like, when I look at oh my God, the sky. There's not a cloud in the sky today. It is the most beautiful day outside. I think it's in the 70s or something. Gorgeous. Beautiful. The wind is windy. But it's like magic. It's magic to go out into the sun, to get into your circadian rhythm, to regulate your cycle, to feel better. It's like, it's literally magic. Like, magic exists. So, that's what I was thinking about this morning. And lights getting into the eyes, it's so powerful. Like, when I miss the morning sun, my days just don't feel the same. I have just developed such a deep love for it. And it's kind of like my religion. I go into the sun, I think about it, it's like prayer. It's like going to church. People ask me, like, you go to church? I go into the sunlight every single morning and just try to relax, and like that's how I go to church. So you can like, share, and subscribe if you found this helpful at all. I really hope that you find something helpful or inspiring or motivating. Go into the sun at any point in time in the day. Some people I know like work nights, so they have to be up at night and have to sleep during the day. And I look at the end of the day, like when we work out, or eat healthily, we're communicating with our internal light sources, the mitochondria of the body. This is infrared light. This is how we hydrate the cell. So exercise is always a good option to help get your body into that rhythm, from like a kinesthetic way. Like you are choosing to do the movement, right? Like every breath that you take, every calf raise that you do, right? It's not your waist, it's your calves. You are creating energy flow through the body. Like everything you do is rippling out. Like those calf raises, so key. The second heart, the calf muscles, major lymphatic organs, muscles, they're like pumps, just pumping all the blood, pumping all the toxins. It's so important to move the blood. I know this because my blood, I would say me and my sister, like our blood tends to like stagnate. I feel because I get in my head a lot. I'm in my head a lot, and it's like I become a speed racer. And if I don't exercise my body, like move the energy through like learning things, and also I practice sitting still, of course, too. But my mental energy, like I don't know, it stagnates my blood. This is just something that I have hypothesize on, and I feel much better when I'm like moving and also getting into the sun. Getting into the sun moves your blood easier than anything else. It's amazing. It's like charging. You put yourself on a charger. And that's what diabetes and Alzheimer's dementia type 3 diabetes, that's what it is. It's like we need the charger. We've been disconnected from the charger. Time to plug back in. So I'm going to go now. But I do love you so much. And also, if no one tells you today, I just feel like you're so beautiful and intelligent and gorgeous. And when you start to doubt that, remember that faith is your fortune. And like remember who you truly are. Like this is who we truly are. Just trillions of cells working together and forming an entire body. Like that's beautiful. It's a miracle. All right, I'm gonna go. I love you so much, and I'll catch you later.